This is what our client Carla looked like eating carbs in every meal. And this is what our client Carla looked like when she was still eating carbs in every single meal. Today, it seems like the keto or carnivore diet styles just keep growing in popularity because the easy solution is just to say, hey, I'm gonna avoid carbs forever, rather than learning what carbs to eat and how you can actually use carbs to increase your metabolism, which guess what, can help you build muscle while losing body fat and maintain the look for life. And that's what it's all about. So in this video, I'm gonna explain all the ins and outs of carbs. That way you can learn how to build muscle while losing body fat and maintain your look for life. If you don't know me by now, my name is Adrian Stover and I own a company called Ascend Coaching, where we have helped thousands of men and women achieve some mind-blowing fitness transformations, all through our process called metabolic priming. We focus on scientific-based training and nutrition, and if you wanna learn more about that kind of stuff, then make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can stay tuned for the next video. Now, let's get into this video. In order to understand how we can eat carbs to get to our goal, we first got to understand something called the glycemic index. Now, the glycemic index is basically a scale of what carbs are digested slowly in the body and what carbs are digested fast in the body. So we have two different types of carbs here: low glycemic carbs and high glycemic carbs. And we can use specific carbs in a diet to our advantage. For example, using carbs that digest slower to feel more satiated and curb hunger, or using carbs that digest faster to get us hungrier so that we can eat more food and increase the metabolism. So let's break each of them down. High glycemic carbs, again, are those carbs that digest fast in the body. So anything like white rice or white bread would fall under a high glycemic carbs. Now, sugars are also a form of high glycemic carb and will be on the furthest side of the glycemic index. Now, things like this would be your general cane sugar, your honey, or even really any kind of fruit. Now, the low glycemic index are those carbs that digest slower. Examples of these are going to be anything like oats, grains, and whole wheat. So now that you know what the glycemic index is, you're probably wondering, how can you use these types of carbs to increase your metabolism, build muscle, and lose fat just like Carla did here? So the key to being able to build muscle and lose body fat is being in a slight caloric surplus. Now, if you want to build a whole lot of muscle and you don't really care about putting on a little bit of body fat throughout the process, then sure, you can be in about a 500 calorie surplus to do so, meaning that you're eating 500 calories over what your maintenance calories is. And your maintenance calories is the amount of calories that you need to eat to maintain your body weight and maintain your look. So if you want to build a lot of muscle, you want to eat about 500 calories over that. If you want to lose a lot of body fat and do it very fast, you want to be at least 500 calories below your maintenance. But in order to build that muscle and lose a little bit of fat, you want to be just about 100 to 200 calories over that maintenance. Now, what that allows you to do is slowly put on size while getting a little bit leaner. And if you're doing this, you want to make sure you have an average weight gain of about half a pound a week. Now, when you're doing this, you want to make sure you're utilizing the right carbs to do so. Our approach here is being able to follow a high glycemic diet. Now, this means, of course, eating those carbs that digest quickly in the body. The reason we want to do this is because eating a high glycemic carb diet allows your body to burn through that food faster, and it just increases your appetite more. Now, when you have an increased appetite, it's easier for you to eat more food. And as it's easier for you to eat more food, you can thus train your metabolism to increase as well over time. So there's this thing called metabolic adaptation. That basically means that your metabolism can either rise or fall over time. And that's gonna happen due to a multitude of factors. The most important factor being the amount of calories that you're eating over a prolonged period of time. So let's use this example. Most people come to us and they're typically eating lower calories, right? They're eating 2,000 calories or less. Maybe they've lost 10 to 20 pounds, but they've plateaued and their weight is pretty much stuck at this point. And now they're asking, what do I need to do to get my weight to keep going down? Well, at that point, you can only really do one or two things. Because if you're eating, let's just say 1,800 calories and you lost 10, 20 pounds, but now you've stalled and plateaued, we can likely assume that your metabolism has now lowered over time. Your body's job is to maintain homeostasis. And trying to lose body fat fights against what your body wants to do. And if your body feels like it's only gonna get this amount of food in, it's gonna say, I only need to burn that amount of food. And that's how your metabolism can drop. And so in order to lose body fat while building on the muscle, you have to kind of manipulate your metabolism to do so. And so the approach we follow is we make sure that we increase somebody's metabolism before we do anything else. Because if that metabolism's low and you want to lose body fat, the only thing you can really do to keep losing body fat is either decrease your food more or increase the amount of activity you do in a day, like cardio or walking, to get yourself to burn more calories. And that's where people get into like this big cycle and this big rut. They're not losing weight, and so they start eating less calories and they start doing more cardio, and then they stop losing weight there, so they start eating less calories and more cardio, and before you know it, you feel like you're starving, you're in the gym all the time, and you're miserable. That sucks, and I don't wish that on anybody. And so if you want to be able to lose fat effectively, you need to focus on increasing your metabolism first. Now, if you want to have all our key points on metabolic adaptation and how to prime your metabolism and what carbs you should be eating in a plan, along with a full restaurant guide to make dieting easy, then you can head to the link in the description and download our free guide to metabolic priming. It's super free, there's no strings attached, and you can learn how to do all this. So just to recap over everything, the glycemic index is the different types of carbs and how fast they digest in the body. Low glycemic foods digest slow in the body, high glycemic foods digest fast in the body. If you're trying to increase your metabolism, focus on eating more high glycemic foods. If you're trying to help yourself with hunger and feel more satiated, then focus on some more low glycemic foods. If you made it this far in the video, then go ahead and comment the word carbs. That really is going to help us out here. And don't forget to like and subscribe for some more high-level fitness content. Again, I'm Adrian, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one.